MD of that bank set up by Adekoye, at that time, that elderly man, and all that. And then we had Chief Mrs. Kuforiji Olubi. Okay, so I wrote to them and I said to them that I wanted them to be, on my advisory board, that this was what I wanted to do. And it's unbelievable the kind of support that I got, from them, at that time. And that's where the story started.
And then you moved on to a truck or something like that.
No, before then, before the truck, it's a long time coming. Before the truck, then came the technology, card-based technology, where you do identification cards, and all of that, okay? So I set up a company called IT Village, okay? And what we did with that was we could set up databases while also making identification cards, That was the time the PVC card, started, in Nigeria. And we started with that, as well, I did for the Nigerian Navy, did for, quite a number of people. So that company itself was thriving. But at the same time, we still had the training school, running its own, and all that. So basically that was that as well.
As someone with an engineering background, is it easier to assume that you can branch into anything, any area of development or discovery? Does your engineering background give you an advantage? Does it?
Yeah, the thing with by the way, I read chemical engineering, and chemical engineering is, some other people call it process engineering. So it's very methodical, it's about setting up processes. And if you understand that, and of course, if you understand figures as well, and I would think that if you're an engineering student, you would understand, figures. That made it, okay. If you look at the statistics of the top companies, top MBA holders in the world, they're engineers. They've come from engineering background, and they're easily able to fit into that. So it's a training, and I must say particularly that when we were in Unilag, we were taught by really good teachers who had attended the best schools in the world. I think that's really the difference between what you're getting now from our universities and when we went to universities. I mean, my lecturers were first-class graduates from MIT. Okay, of course some of them finished from IFE as well before they went overseas. But all of these guys had gone to the best engineering schools, wherever you think these schools may be, and these were the guys that taught us. So it made a lot of difference, in our lives.
Yes, I'm going to do this.
Okay.
Since you've gone there, let's get it together. Today's jobs. Are our universities reacting to what the job market really wants? Are they?
Yeah, you see, Leko, let me say this. It's unfortunate that there are really no bright sparks, across board in our country at the moment. Look, when I got admitted, into Imperial College in England, I didn't have to sit for an interview. I did not have to sit for an interview. It was just based on the transcripts of my results from the University of Lagos. Okay, that's how respected our unis were. Even when I was struggling to say that, look, I couldn't get the fees together and all that, they were ready to defer my admission by 1 year and then give me a list of places, I could write to secure, scholarships. Okay, that's how good our schools were. Okay, now, what we have done is we have refused to let the schools evolve. When you have a country like ours and in the kind of environment that we are, you would think that, yes, government must be involved in everything because that's, they have the money and all of that. But I think, we should have allowed more private participation in those government universities, not necessarily allow, what we have with the new unis now and all that. And then look at what we have with the top. We're supposed to be the top government universities. It's always one strike or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tell when a